a girl got stabbed in the neck in America. That happens all the time. You sit next to one of them on a bus. But at this point, chat, big 2025, you're just sitting behind them you're just sitting in front of one of them on a bus. I know she just fled a war-torn country and she thought she'd be safe in the Western world. Because that's probably how the Western world is portrayed. But you're just sitting in front of them on the bus, no checking behind you. So you gotta have your senses heightened, man. They ain't the ones from the adverts in every single movie and TV show ever. You know, they're the real ones. That was fucked up. It's horrible. Please pray for Charlie. He's a Zio shield, but he has 2 children. I've already read all these. Why is it? Calm down. Kirk was absolutely a plant, but sometimes you have to gut the garden. Thank you for the $5. In America, you get shot for having a different opinion. The American left. Thank you for the 14 months of membership. At least you're allowed to have the American... Honestly, yeah, chat, I'm going to be real. In America, you get shot for having a different opinion. At least you're allowed to have it. I'll take my chances getting shot. You know what I mean? That's a very small chance. No way he survived, no. Blood gushing out of his jugular. He's done. Thank you for the membership, BVA3 Scout, I think. George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. Fuck all these people. This shit is getting out of hands. They control everything. Fuck these so-and-so J's that want to control over the world. Here I said it. And I have some friends that are so-and-so, and they are great people. They have the right to believe in it. Come to ask me, would you say this? I don't know what else he's saying other than that. But yeah, he's gone off on the old, you know, the Tan Levy's on Twitter. Yeah. We used to have this thing called border control to protect people's neck from being stabbed. There's this different type of armor that we had. We used to have this thing called jails that we threw people in that stopped people from getting stabbed in the neck. It used to be this revolutionary technique, you guys. But now now it just happens, yeah. It's crazy. He's still alive. That's insane. Is he really still alive? I heard he's alive. Kirk is alive. Dude, if he lives, the aura is insane. I don't know how I don't like him at all. But if he lives through that, that is insane. Because that should be dead. And if he does live through it, humans have genuinely become superhuman. Like, that should be death. I'm not saying it like it'd be wrong if he lives. But I don't see a way. Like, I see a video of that a while ago. There's no chance someone lives. You know? McGregor doing the, hey, fellas. Instead of the sledgehammer, it's him slinging his pecker weight through the tables. Okay. Hey, fellas. Looks like everyone's lifting weights. Thank you for the $5. Some shit like that. And it's right back to doing nothing. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Thank you for the $2. What do you mean what's going on, man? This has been the way it's been going. Like, you ain't seen this coming? In a way, I don't understand what's going on right now. You ain't been understanding the general energy of, like, the most retarded among us. They're feral, bruh. They're animals. What have I told you about animals and humans, dude? We've been over this. This is animals versus humans issue. Thank you for the 21 months of membership, dear. I appreciate you. Raja even allowed at that event. It wasn't Rajah Jackson. He would have kept shooting 50 times after. Thank you for the £5, Guru. Quick stat for you. In Frankland, Cat 1 prison in Durham, from a prison guard, 70% of the prison is so-and-so. They're only 7% of the population. I know, man. They run the prisons. Canelo Crawford. Oh, okay, the shooter's not in custody. Never mind then. So we don't know who it is. Jones's performances, folks. There's a clip of Tommy Robinson in 2014 recruiting for the IDF about no proof. They just like to say no proof a lot, Yusuf. We're somehow aligned on our takes here, Yusuf. But you know what I mean? It's like they can't have no nuance in their takes. Like, nah, man, he was a plant. Thoughts on Charlie's death? No one surviving that? Yeah, I think it's tough, man. It sucks. Horrible. Shooting people over political disagreements? Telltale. Libertarians will look at delusional liberals and stabby and say the founding fathers wanted them to own a machine gun. Thank you for the $5, yeah. I'm trying to keep dinner inside my guts instead of falling out of me. After live. Yeah. Yeah, predictions coming out after live. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Justin Gaethje, who would win? Benoit Saint-Denis. Thank you, Vid. Don't watch it, boys. I've seen it 50 times. 50 times. I'm more, I'll be honest with you, yeah. Shot at a event Honestly, I didn't really like Charlie Kirk. I'm more hurt, and no one's really spoke about this yet other than at the start. More hurt about that Ukrainian woman getting stabbed in the neck, man. My honest thing. She's not political. You know what I mean? She's not a controversial figure in politics, doing a rally where she speaks to people. She literally fled a war zone to be safe in the West, but didn't check behind her on public transport, which we all know to do to make sure. Did you see she had a BLM poster? Yeah, but even with the brainwashing, you know, women are victims of the brainwashing as well, man. You know? Thank you for the 5. Did you see the other passengers on the bus who didn't do anything or check on her? I know, yeah, I know. What did they look like? Bro, you know, man. They were on a public transport in 2025. What do you think they look like? Left to say USA public transport's safe. It is. No, public transport's never been safe, bro. Not while they're on their bus. It is what it is, man. I grew up in South London. If they're on the bus, I ain't sitting with my back to them, bro. And I ain't never been stabbed or done nothing to me on a bus. Of Shamil already blood, throw in some Joe Rogan Tourette's. I'm tired. People forget, man. You're tired. Thank you for the $10. Oy vey, the guys are really latching onto this bus girl homicide. We need a big story to swing empathy back in our favor. How would that swing empathy back in their favor, though? Rap beef. You know what I mean? Like when people start getting exposed as pedophiles and then all of a sudden Drake and Kendrick are going back and forth, and then Drake's being exposed as a pedo. You know? That's what you do to cover up some shit. You have Kendrick and Drake, both owned by Jays, beef each other in the music industry and take all the headlines for a few weeks. You don't cover it up by a shooting that's going to make people even more angry. You know? Confirmed? Well, there you go. You're telling me a robot couldn't build another machine to deal with that? Dude, if I know anything about humans, if we ever created robots, they'd be out of charge within about 30 minutes. Okay. That's going to bug me now. I'll be thinking about that forever. Van versus Taylor for the belt in 2026. Yeah. Thank you for the $2 Canadian. True. My dad just messaged me saying he is dead. So I guess he's dead. Thank you for the 2. Van versus Taylor for the belt in 2026. Why? Do you think Van's going to beat Pantoja? I don't at all. Is the Kirk situation worse than Hardwick's debut? Not for the way it made me feel. Khalil will try and pick you, but I'd say arguably it's morally worse, yeah.